Hey guys, it is my was Rock here, Jake Debishek here, and I will tell you, I'm not in my room, I'm in Jude's room, because this is where I used to make Lego stop motion movies, and today I'm going to do my review in Jude's room, and this is my arena set where I make LB Wrestling. We're not going to review the room, now I'm going to review my Batman series review. This is my own review of my DVD, so, in that review, and I will tell you, in the other Batman series review, it was a great review that Voorhees Out in 1980 did. It was a great review, and I'm going to do my own review of my Batmans. I will show you how I have them. The one is, I have 10 of my movies, so now we're going to do a series review after the DVD review, so. Okay, here's the first one, called Batman Batman Serial, 1949. A really good movie, and I highly recommend this black and white movie. It's in black and white because when I was a little kid, I used to be not a big fan of black and white movies, but now I come to love black and white movies. That's why it says right there. Because now I watch these single movies of Batman, so I watch every of them. I'm not going to review the movie, I'm telling you what it's all about, because, so, for the series review, I'm going to tell you how it's good or bad, because, well, I guess I can tell you what it's all about for the series review, so I'm going to do that for each one of these DVDs. So, we'll do here's Batman 1949 serial collection, because it's a movie. And this is my favorite superhero old school black and white movie out of them all. It says the complete 1943 movie serial collection. And it says 2-disc set includes all 15 original serials. You should definitely check this movie out because it's great. Okay, here's disc 1 through 8 chapters. 1 through 7 chapters. And this one is in disc 2 for 8 through 15 chapters. So, what's really weird is that I looked this movie up on IMDb. For the minutes of this movie, it's 259 minutes because they shouldn't make this movie longer because it's the longest movie. But on disc 1, it's 1 through 7 chapters, but on disc 2, you get 8 through 15 chapters. So this movie is good, and I'll tell you what it's all about. So I'll show you the cast. Now we're gonna do a series review out of the DVD. So here's Lewis Wilson, who is Bruce Wayne / Batman. Douglas Croft, who is Dick Grayson and Robin, Batman's sidekick, and J. Carol Naish, who is Dr. Tato Deka. And I'll tell you what it's all about. It's about Bruce Wayne. There's no origin of Bruce Wayne and Robin. Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson become Batman and Robin, and they try to fight off the Dr. Deka villain. He's a villain because they have a ray gun, the radium gun, who's trying to fight. And at the end of the chapter, they try to fight with Dr. Deka, so that is the movie. So that is. Next is Batman and Robin 1949 sequel serial. And I gotta say, this is my favorite sequel serial, and it's phenomenal. It's the second one after that serial, and it was amazing. You get the new one, Robert Lowry as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and Johnny Duncan as Dick Grayson and Robin. And there's a new villain called the Wizard, who's trying to move vehicles and everything, and he's trying to stop them. But it's an amazing movie. And I will say, it wasn't as good as Batman 1949 serial, but it was awesome, because I loved it. Here's disc 1, it's the same thing right there, and it says disc 1 through 8 chapters, and this one is at 9-15 chapters. So, definitely check out Batman and Robin. It was a great, phenomenal sequel serial. And it's in color. And in this one, Batman and Robin returns in this one because they tried to have this cool girlfriend, Vicky Vale. And they have Commissioner Gordon, and they try to fight at the end of the chapter. They try to fight with Wizard, and he's trying to know what he is, and he takes him to jail. So that is the movie. Next is Batman the Movie Special Edition, the TV show, 1966, called Batman the Movie. This movie was awesome. I really loved it, because in the other review, he said it was bad, but it was so good, because yes, it had comedy in it. It had Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin. It had a Batmobile, but in the two serials, they don't have the Batmobile. They had a normal car, and this one has a Batmobile. Wow, this movie was awesome. I really loved it. You got Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin, like I said. And they had the new villains in this Batman, the better villains, called Joker, Penguin, and Riddler. So I'll show you the cast. Cyril Romeo as Joker, and Lee Merither as the Catwoman, and Burgess Meredith as the Penguin, and Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. The next one is called Batman, 1989, directed by Tim Burton. And this one was a very good 80s movie, because I looked up the clips and it said it's a good movie, but I haven't watched this movie, so I will watch it so I can do a single movie review. In the other review, it wasn't as good that he was a big fan of it, but it was so good. I love the clips of the movie on YouTube. It was great. You get Jack Nicholson as the Joker and Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne and Batman and Kim Basinger. Jack Nicholson was my favorite Joker. He's awesome. And Michael Keaton, I looked him on the images. He wasn't my favorite Batman, but he was cool. This is a 2-disc special edition. And there's Joker right there, and there's Batman right there. He looks cool in that one. It's Warner Brothers in DC. So here's disc 1 for a widescreen, and disc 2 is special features. And that's a cool picture of Batman and Joker interrogating with a purple background. This one came out in 1989. It was great for the clips on YouTube. And you got Batman Returns, the sequel to Batman. This is the second series of the Tim Burton's Batman, the original. This one's so good. I really loved it. It's like a Christmas superhero movie, because the villain in this movie is the Penguin and Catwoman, and there's Batman. And this is Batman Returns of Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and Danny DeVito as Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. I wasn't a big fan of Michelle Pfeiffer, but she was cool, and I love Danny DeVito as Penguin. And it is really great, because Batman's suit looks different than that one, because I'll show you the 2 discs of this movie. So here's disc 1 for a widescreen, and disc 2 special features. And I know a lot of people say they love this movie and not like it because it's like a Christmas superhero movie, because it's a good one. This movie is so dark that like this one, because the serials, they look a little dark, but the 60s, it's not dark, but this one is dark, like the 1989 Batman. Batman Forever, directed by Joel Schumacher. And now, this is a goodest Batman movie I really loved so far. Because I think a lot of people love this better than the 60s Batman, but it's great. But this is my favorite series in the Batman. I know Batman looks so different than Michael Keaton's version, because I'll show you. Val Kilmer is the Batman, and Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. I wasn't a big fan of him, but he was cool. And Jim Carrey, I love Jim Carrey, who played the Riddler. He was a hilarious actor. And Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase. I wasn't a big fan of Nicole Kidman, but she was great. And Chris O'Donnell, I love Chris O'Donnell, who's Robin, because I love the suit. Because I watched this on TV with Papa, and I rewatched it on my computer so I could see the whole beginning of this movie. And Batman Forever, like I'll say again, this is my favorite movie series. My favorite in the movie series. So, here's Batman Forever widescreen. And disc 2 is special features. And the villains in this movie are Two-Face and the Riddler. I thought it was going to be like a colorful movie. So I really liked it. Next one is Batman and Robin, 1997, directed by Joel Schumacher, who did this one. And I'll show you what things I like about this movie is the characters, Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin and Batgirl. And one thing I like about this actor again is like Chris O'Donnell, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. And I'll show you the movie. This is a bad movie, but the movie was alright because it had some bad moments in the movie, because I thought it was gonna be like a too much Batman movie, but you get Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, George Clooney as Bruce Wayne and Batman. I wasn't a big fan of him. He kind of sucks because Chris O'Donnell, he's the Great Robin, because I wasn't a big fan of the suit, but I was a fan of his new mask. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, she was great, and Alicia Silverstone, I love Alicia Silverstone, who's Batgirl. And the movie wasn't that good. I didn't like it, but it was alright, because George Clooney sucks because I like how Batman looks, but I wasn't a big fan of the suit. I did love the 1949 serial much more better than this one because it was like light, but this one is like a little dark because it's bad lighting. But the villains in this movie that I'll say is Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and the worst actor who played Bane is Gene Swenson. He is the worst Bane because in this one Bane doesn't speak; he just growls. So that is the movie. Next, you got the Dark Knight trilogy DVDs, the better one.